Mhm.
I want to kind of go back to even just hiring and the challenges of hiring that a lot of people are facing. And you have probably a really good pulse, probably much better than Martin and I. We talk to individuals and know the different use cases and where they're at currently with hiring. What what are the challenges that you're seeing in the construction industry with just employees in general? Is it harder to keep people? Is it harder to find people? What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really starts with finding people. So we know that 90+% of the contractors are struggling to fill their open positions. So, but
Do you
what
know like what
really
kind of positions?
it really ranges because you're having both um tradespersons. It really depends. And then you also have project managers, especially, and then project supervisors or foremen, people that have to be away from their families for many days on end at a project site, like you're mentioning Martin and in Northwest Oklahoma, when they
Mhm.
live maybe in Oklahoma City and they're having to be on a job site for several months.
Yeah.
You're not always finding that unicorn of the folks with 5 to 10 years experience. They've managed a crew. They understand your particular vertical or your specialty contractor. People are just not finding those unicorns anymore. And so that again leads to keeping the right people. So we've talked a little bit about culture and the importance for both recruiting and retention. Um, but really, to come back to your question, I think that being able to make sure that contractors are able to use systems that then distribute their jobs out, find the right people. Also, another important part is an employee referral program. So, word of mouth is one of the greatest ways to find additional workforce that might be similar to those that are successful within your organization. So, how do you manage your employee referral program? Another thing that can be done in the applicant tracking system. So, how did that person come in? And we find that individuals that are coming in via an employee referral program are having the most staying power. So, how are you structuring that employee referral program? Maybe it is a small bonus when the person starts, and then another small bonus when they've stayed 6 months or a year.
Mhm.
Um, or
I don't know if this applies directly, but and I can't remember our guest who it's employee dream management, which sounds a little corny when you say it that way, but what do employees want, and does the company know that? And it's different. I mean, one person maybe just wants money, somebody wants time off. Had a guy that his whole goal in life was to buy a house because his girl wouldn't marry him till he did it or till he had the down payment. I mean, I don't know how you can exactly software helps with that, but if there were a way to capture what people wanted and then you can design things in the retention. I'm not leaving because these guys get it and these guys are providing and they're speaking into my dreams. I don't know if software can exactly do that, but it would be magnificent if it did.
well, there is a component that we use called performance management. So it's that module of being able to do, say, annual performance evaluations or documenting stay interviews, or it might be every 6 months. So we're seeing that the younger generation that's coming into tech through our survey, that the younger generation coming into the construction workforce are wanting career paths. They're wanting to know that there are opportunities for them to grow within this organization. So one way to do that is through performance evaluations. And or it might be a project evaluation, a postmortem on a project. To be able to all come together and say, what did we learn? What could we do differently? What's the next steps? But being able to have that with your employees, especially those that you want to grow within the organization on a regular basis, document that in their performance management so they can go back and look back and say, oh, here's the steps. Here's my goals. Here's what I need to do to make myself go to that next level within the organization. And then making sure that perhaps they have a sponsor or a mentor within the organization that's helping them to find those opportunities, because it really is a team sport. It's not just about their manager, it's being able to understand where they might be able to have some good sponsorship within the organization. Because we all know in construction, you have certain jobs. Maybe that job is not allowing for you to give someone that experience that they need to go forward within their career path. So, what are other alternatives? Maybe it's finding professional development opportunities within your local association or young professionals committees, things like that. But what can you do to look back at that documented performance evaluation and career path to help them be successful and know that they have the opportunities within your organization?